trading draft picks is one of the best things about the draft. Teams moving up to get their future franchise, teams moving down to acquire more picks or get future picks. We've already seen a blockbuster trade with the Saints and the stupid Eagles, but the Vikings, what about them? And NFL.com writer Chad Reuter did a 6 draft day trades that do make sense. And the Vikings potentially moving down from 12. And we said 12 is a little bit awkward because there is a band of talent, probably from around picks 10 to, 25 or so, where any combination of them could go in that strata, in the teens, where the Vikings are selecting. And the Vikings will get a great player at 12. They're also going to miss out on a couple great players. Now, would you prefer to move down a couple of picks, maybe still get the guy at the top of your board and stock up some draft capital for the future? Absolutely. And so Chad Reuter broke down 6 trades that make sense, and the Vikings moving out from 12 to 20, and the Steelers moving out from 20 to 12 makes sense there. So this is what they laid out. Steelers get the number 12 overall pick. And the Vikings get number 20 this year. Next year, Steelers first round pick as well as their third round pick. Now, that is steep. That is steep. You have a future first and a third as well as a first round pick this year. You're only moving down 8 spots. So, I mean, that the juice has got to be worth the squeeze, man. And the Steelers in this scenario likely will be coming up for a quarterback. Here's what he wrote. In the wake of Ben Roethlisberger's retirement, the Steelers signed former Bears and Bills quarterback Mitchell Trubisky ponder, blah, 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 blah. The pressure move up increases the quarterbacks in the top 10 selections, yada, 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 yada. All right, so basically it's they could have their choice of quarterbacks at 20, unlikely, where I think that Malik Willis goes in the top 11 picks. Maybe it's Detroit at 2, maybe it's Carolina at 6, maybe it's Seattle at 9, maybe it's Washington at 11, etc. And if Pittsburgh wants to maneuver up, maybe they'll even leapfrog the Vikings at 12. Maybe they'll even get into the stratosphere to get Malik Willis or Matt Corral or Kenny Pickett, whatever. But moving up to 12 does it give them the best option. Now, you certainly wouldn't do this move before the draft. If the board breaks right and Kwesi and the Steelers would have this trade in their back pockets, like, hey, if our guy gets to 12, here's what we'll do. And that's how a lot of trade scenarios are worked out. I would love a coffee table book of trades that were agreed upon if conditions met X. So if player made it to pick XYZ and teams were ready to move heaven and earth to do it, it would be awesome, man. Also taking a look at who could be available around 20. Now, this is the Draft Network's big board. Of course, everyone's big board is going to be different, but zooming in and enhancing. So going on down, in the earlier round. We'll just start in 15, 14, 15-ish. 13-ish. Go ahead with Linderbaum. 12-ish, with Kenyon Green, because there's no guarantee that even though they're high up on draft board, it only takes one team to reach on a player, or maybe the league just simply sees a player differently than draft prognosticators do. But Kenyon Green, Trevon Walker's probably not going to get down to 20. Linderbaum certainly could make it. Devontae Wyatt, Devin Lloyd, Charles Cross. Probably not Charles Cross, although it would be intriguing to see if he was on board. Maybe the Vikings move him to guard. Daxton Hill is a stud. Drake London, of course, the power forward from USC, great wide receiver. Chris Olave, Trevor Penning, Big Nasty is in the building there. Nakobe Dean, Zion Johnson. Now, here's what we're talking about. Say the Vikings trade down to 20, and they get a future first and a third from the Steelers, and they still get Zion Johnson. Sign me up for that, man. Or John Dotson, Trent McDuffie, who I think is a cornerback 3 in this draft. Garrett Wilson, how is G-Dub this low? I think that he could and should be the first wide receiver taken, but we'll see. Jordan Davis, Greek Freak, Karlaftis, Brisker is there. So it's interesting. It's intriguing where the Vikings certainly would benefit, and maybe the Vikings are super high on Zion Johnson, and they would have taken him at 12, but instead they're able to move down and get extra picks, first and a third. It's very similar to how the Vikings last year at 14, maybe they were perfectly comfortable taking Christian Darrisaw at that spot, but they make the deal with the Jets. They come up for Elijah Vera Tucker. Vikings move down to 23, still get Darrisaw, and then they get the draft picks that result in Kellen Mond and Wyatt Davis, which, I don't know, hopefully it'll work out eventually. But yeah, it's something that Vikings fans do need to think about, because if the right quarterback falls, I think that teams will get itchy. I think they will want to move up. The quarterback tax is real. Even though this isn't a banner quarterback class, teams will still want to move up and secure their guy, especially the Steelers, where I don't think that Mike Tomlin is ready for a rebuild, man. Like, he wants to stay competitive in the AFC North, and getting a premium quarterback in this class, a guy that's going to fit what he wants to do long term, and maybe he can find his future franchise quarterback, but it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. You got to pay the cost to be the boss, man. So let's go. Potentially with the Vikings moving down. I don't see him moving up, but we'll see. Anyways, your thoughts and our thoughts and Chad Reuter's thoughts. Vikings and Steelers potential draft day trade scenario. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.